Hi guys, welcome back to my XPS guide. Now I'm going to review Vossler. So he is another AoE magic cover tank. So let's compare him to Lightning 13-2 and Paladin Cecil. So if you take a look on his stats, I must say it's quite decent. He has lots of health, 140% better than both Lightning 13-2 and Paladin Cecil. And for his spirit, it is also the best, okay, 170% spirit. So yes, I can say he has the best stats for a magic tank. And remember, he also has 2 fatal damage protection. So yes, pretty decent. And special thing about Vossler is, like you can see that he has decent attack stats and true double hand. Okay. And I don't think this true double hand will be matter because I think it's better for you to equip heavy or light shield on him instead of making him in true double hand characters, because you will see later that his damage modifier is suck. Okay, and that means his demon and human killer 50% are kinda useless because you won't deal any significant damage using that, I think. Okay, so enough about his stats. Now let's take a look on his abilities. Let's talk about side abilities first. So he able to chain with bolting strike, and he is also triple caster. So I must say it's good if you use wild card ace or benevolent beauty ram. And for element, he also able to imbue himself with lightning and dark element. But this is also his weakness because he is locked to these 2 elements. Okay, so he doesn't have non-elemental bolting strike chaining move. So it is like Sacred Shield Charlotte, where her chaining moves limited to ice and light. Okay, you will have problem if enemies resist against lightning and dark. Pay attention on that. And other things is he can become your backup buffer because on the first turn he can cast some serious defensive buff on your party. 150% defense and spirit, 40% damage mitigation, and 30% magic mitigation. So yes, it is very nice on the first turn, especially if you use him as a provoker. Okay, because as a provoker, you should build your tanker into 100% innate provoke. And yes, the downside maybe if you want to make him into AoE magic tank, then you cannot cast these amazing defensive abilities right from the start. Okay, and like I said, the damage is not good because after you use his cooldown ability, he only deal 43 times damage per cast. So even with triple cast, his damage output per turn only about 100 times, which is below standard on today. Okay, and remember, to cast that cooldown ability, you need to use your LB crystals, and one of his main strength is his limit burst. So yes, it's kinda bad to make him into real attacker on your party. He also has 7% AoE physical protection, but it is kind of joke. Okay, so let's ignore that completely because basically it is unreliable. Okay, if you really need AoE physical protection, then that means the enemy has powerful physical attack. And if you use this and it doesn't trigger, then your party gonna be dead. Okay, so this is useless ability. And for limit burst, I said that this is one of his main strength because this gives you 50% damage mitigation. Like you know that we always need 50% damage mitigation. So when a character learns this kind of move, he always has place on your party. It depends on how you use it. But talking about limit burst, the other effects, 180% defense and spirit are good, like I said, for it to become backup buffer. Okay, if you don't need undispellable buffs, then Vossler can become good defensive buff on your party. But the provoke, I must say it is kinda useless because like I said on the beginning, have 100% innate provoke if you use him as a provoker. for Charlotte, Secretary Charlotte, her LB casts AoE magic cover which cannot be obtained innately. So yeah, it is different case for Vossler. I must say this limit burst is good, but the provoke is not useful. Okay, so those are 4 abilities. I cannot say he is bad. He is perfectly usable, but do you need him? So let's take a look on the party sample and good partner. So for partner, like I said, he is a bolting strike chainer. So if you have triple bolting strike like Wild Ace and Benevolent Ram, you can pair them together, because yes, if you use these 2 characters, then you can bring finisher to your party. So I give you the party sample here. So if you use Vossler and Benevolent Beauty Ram, you can bring finisher like Phoenix Jake, Zenaida, okay, to improve your damage. And like you can see that this party are still decent, okay, because like you can see, you can use warrior of like Lena to cover your ailments resist and break resist. And for AoE magic tank, when you need to bring 2 tanks on the battle, you can use this Paladin Cecil or Secretary Charlotte. Or if you, let's say, if you need physical tank, then you can bring Seacard or Hallowed Aegis Charlotte. And for breaker, use Riku. And again, if you have Van is also really good, because with Vossler as a provoker, you can focus building Van into pure physical attacker. That means you don't need to worry about, let's say, physical evasion and innate provoke on Van. That leaves you more slot for offensive like killer, etc. Okay, so like you can see that this party is really powerful because you get 2 finisher, Van and Zenaida. And for breaker, also Van. So yes, this is good party when you use Vossler as your provoker. Okay, for trial, it's all about how you gear Vossler. He can, basically it's all depend on your equipment, so he can do well on all trials, because Lightning 13-2, which is free unit, also able to tank you well enough. Then yes, of course, Vossler able to do that too. Okay, so enough about partner and trial. Now let's talk about equipment. So for equipment, focus on his spirit and health. Like I said, as a backup chainer, you don't need to care about his attack stats. I hope they give him like spirit-based attack, because really guys, I think with spirit-based attack, as long as you keep the modifier quite low, let's say like 20, he won't be meta or anything. Okay, that will increase his likable factor. Okay, I don't know what to say. Okay, but yeah, you get what I mean, right? This time, based on attack stats, is simply stupid for Vossler. I don't care about 150% true double hand, because really as a tank or provoker, you want to equip shield. Okay, unless of course you want to build him into 100% dodge tank. But again, wow, the damage won't be high, so don't try get creative, I must say. And if you have spare fatal damage protection, I think it's better to give him, because that means he has 3 fatal damage protection. Actually, I'm not sure whether fatal damage protection can be stacked or not, but maybe you can for Vossler, because he doesn't have that 1% fatal damage protection. Okay, only 10 and 5% if I'm not mistaken. So enough about equipment. My conclusion for Vossler. So really guys, don't get me wrong, Vossler is not a bad tank. BS on the title mean bolting strike magic cover, so if you get triggered when you read it, do not know, you already know what the BS mean, bolting strike. And yes, he is perfectly decent, but I doubt at this point of the game you don't have AoE magic tank, unless you are really new on this game. Okay, so in that case, I think it's better to save your Lapis and stick with your Paladin Cecil, Secretary Charlotte, or even Lightning 13-2. Okay, but if you really love Final Fantasy 12 and also like Vossler, you can do that. He is not bad. He is perfectly usable on current meta, like you can see on the party sample before. There's nothing wrong on him, but again, at the same time, there is nothing extraordinary from him. So just your ordinary magic tank. And yes, don't mind about his capabilities on becoming true double hand attacker, because yes, damage modifier is not great, so please don't get creative. Just use him as a magic tank. But maybe you can prove me wrong, then yeah, go ahead. For Trust Master reward, I must say this one is, I cannot say this is so bad, but I find you may want to equip like armor sandals or other accessory for your physical attacker, not this one. This offer you 30% attack and 20% spirit, which are decent for survivability, but also kind of niche, I must say. And for Great Sword, this Great Sword, again, it is not bad. It gives you nice survivability and also this two-handed weapon. So this is good for your true double hand character because they have a little bit harder problem for survivability. Because let's say if you need high spirit on your true dual build, you can search two weapons to get two items enhancement, okay? But for true double hand, you can only have one sword. So this one give you nice attack, nice defense, and nice spirit. So I must say this is very nice, okay? But yeah, don't use your STMR Moogle. That's my recommendation. Okay? So yep, I think that's all you need to know about Vossler. Thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more Final Fantasy Brave Exvius guide. Bye bye guys!